This is the most standard cookie cutter. Now, if you really want to learn ZVZ, you gotta worry about the little details. Like Overlord placement, like exactly how many Zerglings, pool and baneling nest placement, what they do with their queens. It's just a lot of little subtle things that I didn't talk about at all. But what's gonna end up when we both go hatch first on a map that's quite large, where Overlords can get pretty much full intel, is that both players go to 3 bases. Ling Bane, this is, I mean, it's a mirror matchup. It's called that for a reason. It looks like Rogue is gonna do the exploratory Zerglings. He's making 16, which is not a commitment to an all-in, but Dark has enough Lings to make some Banes. He's adding a 3rd Queen, so he's definitely positioned to play defensively. This is pretty much to keep Dark honest. You make these Lings, and you hope to get your opponent to overreact, is the intent. I don't think Rogue has any intentions of just winning the game with this. The idea is, you end up, when the smoke clears, and when the exchanges end, you end up with a better drone count, and a better position, ideally with some more map control. Let the dance begin. Gonna split off 3 Lings for a Bane. Not a terrible trade. Especially if he just gets rid of all the Banes, then suddenly the hatch becomes maybe vulnerable. We trade Bane for Bane. You don't usually want to do that as an attacker, because the reinforcements come much quicker. As an attacker, you want to have 1 Baneling as a threat to zone them out, because the Zerglings are going to pop out, Queens are going to come down, so just going... As a defender, trading Bane for Bane is usually better. Like 2 Banes for 2 Banes. Because you have those reinforcement potentials. But it looks like the skirmish ends, and Rogue actually ends up with a bit of a drone lead, 46 to 42, though both of them are working their way up. A lair starts a bit earlier for Dark, should start in just a second here for Rogue. Do it. Do it. Press the L button. Some people have rebounded. I still haven't rebound there. I've thought about it, but like, you hit it once a game. I rebound Overlord speed from, there it is, P to C, because I was like, I keep trying to hit Overlord speed, and then when I hit it, I just mash this entire side of the keyboard and see what happens, and half the time I just start another layer instead, and it's not great. I don't know. So, oh, banelings from the right side. Now, will we actually... Oh! A masterful bait out of Dark, and even keeps a Bane alive. Some more Bane hits on the right side. It looks like those were dealt with. Actually closing the distance, but not quite able to connect on the drones. 2 more Banes coming in. He's going to go for the block. 2 drones have gone down thus far. Dark already ahead in drones. Gets 5 total in that exchange. That's going to put him up 6 drones. And a +1 attack is on both sides. Roach speed is on the way, but the +1 attack for Rogue is a bit quicker. So, should even out. How many Lings on the field? Rogue has 14 Lings. I don't know how much damage he'll be able to do. He splits off, gets a Bane. Oh, he's going to go for the Queens. This is a bit of a greedy play, but it looks like it's going to pay off. Getting 2, if he could get the 3rd Queen. Does he go for it? Yes. Even just keeps something. 3 Queens. Okay. That's a big pick. How many Queens are left? 0. That's not very many Queens. That lack of production. Oh, that's going to hamstring Dark really hard. He's not going to be able to try to capitalize on Roach speed. That's the simple version. He doesn't have the larva. He actually will probably start no, well, he takes another hatch, but he just won't have enough larva to produce enough units to put together a timing. The Spyro is a smart choice behind that, especially if you're very comfortable with your drone count, because the defender's advantage is pretty strong on this map. There's a lot of high ground and choke points that as long as you have Overlords out in front, you can see where the army's coming in from. Overseer. Now, the Spire is at the net. If a player is not being aggressive, you can kind of feel... Mutas are almost a feeling more than a scouting. Like, a lot of players will try to scout it, but more often than not, the Spire remains hidden in games like this. It kind of comes down to a feeling. You can gauge whether your opponent is looking to be aggressive. If they're not making Ravagers, they're not investing their gas. Like, Rogue right now just spent like 400 gas on Ravagers, so... He's probably not going Spire, but he does have more aggressive potential and can clear out Overlords. Does he sniff it out? The Spire's about to complete. If we see a Hydralisk Den, that means Rogue has sniffed out the Mutas. or he feels like he can just kill him, but it appears right now. Oh, those two gases got to give it away, right? Like, he saw the gases. Gas? Oh, he's just going for it. He's laying it on. Rogue coming in. Trying to take more shots, but the mutas are going to finish. When the mutas show up, when the mutas are actually able to complete... Oh, my... Oh, that Overlord. Just gives up. It's like, no. My life has been hard, but now it's time to end. The mutas fly by. Rogue definitely didn't expect this. He didn't sniff it out. The Spore Crawler's starting. This is panic. The mutas are not coming back home, though. Dark is ready. Well, Rogue, rather, is ready to attack. 4 queens are enough to drive back the mutas for now. The upgrade timing isn't really there. And it looks like Dark... Oh, wait. Rogue, did you forget? Rogue forgot Roach Speed. Not that it's a huge deal, but his Roach Speed should have been done a while back. Oh, well, that goes any chance of hitting that timing. Yeah, his Roach Speed was definitely late. It definitely should have been done by that time. And that's rough, because now Dark he can clear out all the Ovis. And he has map control, because you can't move out without anti-air. The mutas will just start chipping at you. Snipe down the Ravagers. Maxed out supply. Lurker Den on the way for Rogue. He's got 15 Hydras as well. But right now, the army supply for Dark up in his face is very dangerous. And that hatchery creating like an anti-force field for Rogue as he tries to move by. Big corrosive biles on both sides. They both back off at the last second. Is he going to go for the hatch? Does he use another wave on the hatch? One more volley. He should be able to get it. Takes shots. Zones him out. He gets the hatch. 4 bases to 3. But now the army of Rogue has much more DPS, assuming the corrosive biles don't connect incredibly hard. More on the way. The Lurker Den is 3/4 of the way done, but Rogue is in pursuit. Remember, some supply committed to mutas, a few more drones. Dark has the production, but in a straight-up army fight, if Rogue is that much more cost-effective... Oh, here we go. We're going to have the dance. Ravagers can shoot Lurkers even when they can't see them with their corrosive bile on the ground, but it's a dangerous game. Those Lurkers start to gain some ground and pin you up against a corner, and then the game can just spiral out of control very quickly. Now, there are no Lurkers yet. Dark has enough... Oh. I don't know if that's where you want to be morphing Lurkers. He's actually maxed out. He has to trade some supply. The mutas at the back. The Spore Crawler not quite in position. Where are the queens? I don't know if they died in the last fight or not. But losing the 4th base, Rogue is starting to lose some momentum. Kind of wanted that Lurker. Whoop. Oh, he's on the hunt. Oh, that one roach. He gets away. I mean, the damage the Lurker will do before... Oh, what a juke! And then just dies anyways. But still, the Corrosive Bile is pretty good. Ravagers just are simply... If there was an upgrade that caused your Ravagers to go on a diet and reduce their hitbox by, like, 30% over a minute, then that would be a huge and great upgrade for Ravagers, because they're literally so fat, they have to trip over one another just to get in range to hit anything. So I'm looking for that in the next patch. You can take that one, Blizzard. Corrosive Bile exchange. Ooh! Walks into some of them. He's actually committing. Oh, God. Big hits from Dark, but... The Hydralisk Den just now starts from Dark. He doesn't have Lurker Tech. I don't know. This is... Rogue is being very bold here. This is not a great trade, especially against a player who's that many more bases, but he somehow has that much more... Well, Dark has money in the bank. He was deciding what he wanted. He decides on 24 more roaches. He's like, well, this is working well enough. Oh my God, there are no Hydras left. He's just going to keep hammering. He has 5 bases. Oh, he gets right through the Lurkers. Rogue steps out of position, and that's all it takes. That's just Ravagers, though. You can jump on that. The Ravagers with nothing in front just get popped like balloons. Dark has the bank. The upgrades, 2-1 to 2-1. +2 Carapace on the way for both sides. A little bit quicker for Dark. But he is taking control of the game. He's moving around the map. The Hydras don't want to be in front. They do have their upgrades now, but... the dance continues. Dark has map control, but Rogue, right, for now, has the tech advantage. Oh, huge corrosive bows at the front. The lurkers on the left side isolated and killed off, but did enough damage get done to that Roach Ravager force. He's going to split back. Rogue trying to trap him. Dark trying to escape from that trap. Not enough units on the right. He's going to isolate the right side. Dark is coming in onto the third. He might be able to target it down. He has money in the bank, but not that much. He can't just rebuild his army. The corrosive bows mostly dodge. Reinforcements coming in. He's coming to the back. He's trying to reflank around the side of the back. Goes to the natural. The queen will be assassinated immediately. Rogue forced to retreat once again. There's just enough units to keep the reinforcements from being enough. Rogue back to the front. Dark continuing to look for an opportunity. If Rogue makes a mistake now, he's going to lose critical parts of his economy. He can't lose the third or the fourth and still have any hope of competing with Dark, who's on 5 bases. Corrosive bows at the front. Not going to clip anything. More reinforcements. Hydra's at the back. He's continuing to push forward. Still at 200 supply, but all the pressure being laid on the Rogue here by Dark. The splits coming through. Will eat a couple corrosive bows in order to be able to close the distance. He has that creep speed boost for a few seconds as he works defensively. Another round of corrosive biles. Not quite dodged, but lurkers from the top. Going to be able to slice right down. He has to retreat. The reinforcements cut off. The spine's doing good work so far. Hydras, almost just Hydras in the front. If they're exposed and there are enough roaches, they can jump right on top of them, but they have a lot of DPS themselves. Continuing to close the distance. A bunch of Hydras stuck in the top left corner. Dark already reinforcing to the right, building lurkers of his own. The Hydras are retreating, trying to take as much as they can with them. Dark will have to replace them, but he's almost out of gas. Now, just a moment. Oh, no! Those are very dead. That's not a fun surprise there for Rogue. He's been able to create some space, but Dark still had so much time to rebuild. Yeah, you're not going to go up there. And the roaches on the right side. That hatchery is pretty bruised as well. An infestation pit is on the way. He's going straight for the hatch. He might be able to get it, but roaches are coming up. Oh, what's happening at the front? The lurkers will burrow. Now Dark is pushing him back with the lurkers of his own. That one base advantage kind of starting to come through here. There's not any Ravagers to take pot shots at him either. There's not enough units here from Rogue. His units are unevenly split. That means that Dark might be able to press the issue on the left side. The hatchery in the orange. The lurkers closing the distance. But the right side, we could be going into a base trade as well. It depends on where all the lurkers are. That's what matters. How many lurkers on the field? 5-0 in favor of Dark. But they're all committed on the other side of the map. Rogue is going for the front. Spine crawlers on the right. Dark is already prepared for this. He's got some money in the bank. The reinforcements coming from both angles. Suddenly Rogue finds himself surrounded, trying to push through. A few more lurkers on the way. They're trying to get on top of the morphing lurkers of Rogue. His forces are being picked apart on the other side. The lurkers will finish most of them and will burrow in time. But at what cost? Rogue's supply is dipping. GG. Dark takes it home. Finally. Rogue bent and bent and bent, and it looked like he might be able to bounce back, but instead he eventually breaks. Pretty sick game. Mirror matchups are boring, right? Nobody wants to watch those. And that was just game 1. Thank you, Chocolate Me. Tier 3 as well, welcome back. Can we move? Okay. We gotta move the nameplates. Okay. Wait. Oh, up there. Okay. In the bottom right of Dreamcatcher. Wait. Oh. I'm a professional. In the red Dark, with a dominant performance in that last match. And in the top left, the BlizzCon champion Rogue. And why do you switch colors after the game? Can we not have some consistency here? One of my biggest pet peeves. Both going for the 17 hatch. We're going to stick with the standard, mostly the safer macro play. This is a map where you'll see some players go for a quick third. There are options for gold bases. Things can get a little spicy. But that last match, I feel like Rogue didn't feel like he was really on top. What am I trying to say here? Let me think about it for a second. But it didn't feel like he was really being preemptive, proactive. Like the mutas show up, he's like, oh, mutas. Just kind of blindly building Ravagers, not even considering it, not actively scouting with Overseers. Dark, on the other hand, he was taking some hits, but every time he took a hit, he'd have another reaction that would put him in a good spot to take control of the map again. So even though he didn't have lurkers for a while, he just kept so much pressure on that Rogue had no opportunity to really move out with him. It was, honestly, I feel like it's I don't even like using the term, but that was kind of a masterclass for ZVZ. In many ways, the way Dark played it. Even losing some queens, not being a little in a weird spot on tech and trying to transition. But the way he moved his units and the choices he made with his tech were on point. And even Rogue couldn't really deal with it. Now, speed is on the way. Dark not getting speed. Dark, what are you doing? You gonna get a lair? This is gonna get a lair, right? That's all. The only thing that makes sense. Or yes. Now, what is this for? Is the question. It's not for quick roach speed. This is way too quick. You don't get a lair that quick. He's gonna be able to block the ling. Is this a Nidus? He's gonna get the wall. He's gonna continue push out. I feel like we just heard this song, but it's a sick song though, right? Bow, bow, bow. The Evo chamber is mostly for the wall. I seriously doubt that's for an actual upgrade. No roach warning. Okay, well. Alright. I don't... It seems like this almost has to be a Nidus. Because there's not enough gas for anything else. Like, you can, a Spire costs the same amount of gas, but mutas are pretty expensive, so... There are a couple Overlords on the other side. Now, if Rogue just breaks through, this would be very anticlimactic if Rogue just breaks through with a bunch of lings. Like, 2 more gases on the way. I mean, I guess they could be roach speed. You will get it. Sometimes delaying things a little bit to cause your opponent some confusion. Now Rogue comes up. He's gonna scout. He saw that the roach speed was upgrading. Whenever a Zerg building is having a mini seizure, that's when it's upgrading or building or whatever. And yeah, he 100%. He's now checking to see if he's not canceling it, like if this is a fake and he's going for a Spire or something. So, okay, so no Nidus. This is just a +1 roach play. What is this? He has a transfuse. Dark, he knows that if he dives on that roach, he can heal it. That's how calculated this is. A lot of Zerglings on the way for Rogue. He's only got 36 drones. He's adding a few more, but +1 Carapace is close to completion. This is a style that you do want to mix in ZVZ. Just skipping the Ling Bane entirely, and maybe they overcommit. Cancels at the last possible second. Oh. But denying that third base. If he denies it... Nope. Does he get through? Doesn't want to be caught between a rock and a hard place. The Ling's still sharking around. Despite this, I mean... The Lings just aren't that great against +1 roaches. Speed is done. Dark on the back foot now, by definition, because he's up against so many Lings with +1. But +1 ranged attack gives you more benefit in Roach on Roach, and Roach versus Roach Ling, than the +1 Carapace. Just gives you more damage than the armor mitigates. So, ooh. Another cancel could be rough, but the counter damage is potentially there. Dark, are you sure you want to go down there? A counterattack coming in. Eye for an eye. Hatch for a hatch. Dark cancels. The queens are on the way back. Now, drones are pulled for Rogue. He's not going to lose the base, it looks like. This seems to be a pretty solid win for Rogue, especially if he's getting through the queens. Transfuses come through, but this could end very dramatic. Like, this is a lot of damage. Rogue is on top of these. Dark is getting more upgrades, but he doesn't have a third. He had to bring all of his roaches back. Okay. So, this is a very odd spot. Well, not... Okay, this is an odd spot. Not very odd. But Dark is going to have the upgrades. If he can kind of... This is one of those situations where even if you're on lower economy and production, if you can just turtle up to enough units, then you might be able to hit a timing. He doesn't know that Rogue isn't going for upgrades or like a Muta-switch. A Muta-switch for Rogue would be deadly, because Dark is very limited in his tech options right now. But it looks like Rogue just going to try to fight straight up. It's +1 Carapace versus +1 attack. Dark with the +1 attack. Oh, that hatch. He has to cancel again. So Dark is definitely behind now. He may have a timing with the upgrade. Rogue is not even getting +1 ranged attack. He's really just looking to bash this in. Dark's army supply is really suffering here. And without the upgrades finished, like, I think you just have to go back up the ramp as Dark. You cannot fight here. You cannot fight here. You will lose. I'm very surprised he's even considering it. +2 attack is now done. Is that enough to turn the tides? I don't think so, but the corrosive biles are pretty good. Forces some micro out. He's trying to hold the line. The reinforcements are coming out, but are the numbers just too much right now? 27 roaches to 11. Looks like Rogue has leaned on him for long enough. He's going to be choking him out. Dark not quite able to get what he needed to do with those roaches. He needed to either kill the third base on the other side of the map, or be able to trade the armies out, so that way when he had better upgrades, would be able to take advantage of that. But Rogue kept the third base and just had far too many units. Dark trying that style. I don't think he'll try that again. Evening up, going into blue shift. Yeah, you can't get your hatch canceled like 4 times. You can't do that. They're gonna change colors again just to confuse me. They didn't, but... Oh, you gotta switch it again. There you go. What if I just put a picture of their face? There you go. Game 3 from the Base Trade TV. Either this is the group stage or the round of 8. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, replays from Base Trade TV. If you subscribe, they give you these replays, and you can watch them at your leisure. And you guys are now watching at my leisure. So thank you for being here. Hatch first again on both sides. Now, part of the reason going for the kind of 2-base roach style is a little bit more appealing on a map like Dreamcatcher is because you have a ramp to your natural. Thank you, Mongol.
JK.
On blue shift, one of the most wide open. There's a lot of space to move around. I would be very surprised. Okay. I gotta be more precise. I do get annoyed when casters are like, this is the most epic build. There is no way that he can come back from or stuff like that. We'll try to be accurate. I would be surprised to see just a 2-base roach timing. There's so much to explain on that last map on Dreamcatcher, where things can be scouted very easily, and there's some choke points. Rogue was still able to go for the really heavy ling style and be successful against the roaches. So. Look at the gas. Look at that. Let's see who starts speed first. Rogue, what a noob. 2 seconds, or 1 second slower. But this is shaping up to be much more similar to Game 1. A little bit of Ling Bane action. Into eventually a Roach transition if we survive that. Maybe some Lurkers. Throw a Muta switch in to spice things up. That's always nice. There's the baneling nest. Rogue. Not actually going for it. He's got 100 gas. What's your plan, my friend? He's skipping the Bane Nest, which is a little risky. Okay, he gets it now. I'm kind of scratching my head as to why he waited for that long, but not a huge deal. And once again, Dark gonna lay on... Wait, no. It was Rogue in Game 1 who laid on the Ling pressure. They keep switching colors. This game, it's gonna be Dark laying it on. And that slightly later Baneling Nest could come back to haunt Rogue a little bit. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. Okay, the Ling's on their way out. We'll go by the Overlord. And Bane Nest still a few seconds out. That means these Lings are going to have time to put some pressure on the hatch. He builds 4. If he's forced to cancel, or this gets killed, it's all because Rogue was just a little slow on the Bane Nest. I don't... Oh, God.
Now I have your attention.
Well, this is why we don't delay our Bane Nest, boys. We learned. And he kills the base. That's really bad. And he gets Bane. Well, that's a big win for Dark. And there's no kicker here. There's not like a lair on the way. There's not any upgrades. He just straight up killed the base. So... that is, it's just a big advantage to Dark right now. He's got the extra production of the base. He's got 37 drones. Now, Rogue has a few more drones, but that 3 base production is very important. There might be an opportunity here for Rogue to get some damage, but a Bane. 4 or 5 Lings right there. Attack on the right side. Dark pulls back. The transition coming out of Rogue as well. Double evolution chamber. Is the lair done? Dark didn't start a lair. Oh, he's gonna all in him. Oh yeah, he's going for it. More roaches. Like 10 more roaches. Up. On the dot. He's skipping the lair. He's gonna try to trade for a little bit. And then maybe hit a timing before roaches, before any real upgrades can kick in. He sees double evo chamber. He sees the lair is not done. There's no roach speed anytime soon. He saw double evolution chamber. That's a big investment. A lot of Lings coming across. This was all scouted by the Overlord of Rogue, but... well, that answers that question, doesn't it? I don't know. I was about to say, can Rogue hold it? And Rogue answered my question for me. So, thank you, Rogue, for... But Dark picks the perfect timing from getting that third. I'm still not sure why Rogue got his he got his baneling nest late, like, and he got it anyways. Like, he was getting a baneling nest, so like, why wait is my question. But just a mistake there. And that's gonna cost him. Thank you, Patient Samurai. 52 months. What am I doing with my life? Thank you very much. Welcome back. And that puts Dark up 2-1. In this best of 5 base trade TV Star League series. We got it once again. Okay. And will we have anything to spice things up? Now, early pools, it's going to be 17 hatch across the board. I think this is match 4 in a row that both players have opted for the early hatch. It's not risky, it's not greedy. It can definitely be punished, but it isn't like far out on the range of things that are, oh, that's crazy. How are you going to hold that? Maybe really committed all in can do serious damage, but it's risky. So I'm just impressed by Dark's EVZ. Even the game he lost, the ideas there were good, I think. It's just didn't quite come to... Rogue handled that well. But even in the game Rogue won, it really felt like Dark was kind of not exactly where he needed to be, but he had a better plan going in. So can Rogue... I'd like Rogue just to commit on something. Thank you. It's weird saying, like, well, Rogue is the underdog, but he's feeling like it right now. He is down 2-1. Yes, I know the score. I'm not talking about that. Who gets their speed first? Rogue is 4 gas ahead. Let's find out. But Dark still gets it 1 second earlier. GG, just tap out now. He doesn't even know, but... Do they pull off a gas? 1 out of 3. 3 out of 3. Sticking in gas after the speed starts. What are you doing, Rogue? This is not an accident. He wants this gas for something. We're just not sure what, as of yet. Baneling nest right off the bat. It does look like Rogue... He wants to get that Bane nest a little earlier. Is he going to hide lings? Dark is taking his third a little later. There's enough lings from Rogue to drive this away. The Bane nest isn't being hidden or anything. Rogue's still mining 3 out of 3 in gas. He's making... Okay, this might be the time. 26 drones is about... You just lose an Ovi? The Queens push out and kill one of the Overlords here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Will he be supply blocked as the injects come off? It looks like no. Dark actually gets a big plume of lings out there, though. 20 lings to 10 right now. Dark only at 25. I've neglected to talk about Dark. He's not even going for a baneling nest at the moment. It's much later. He had more minerals because he pulled off a gas. He delayed the baneling nest. The banelings start. The third base, obviously a key point of this. Will Dark try to juke around the banelings? He's not going to try to dance with them quite yet. Some drones coming up behind. He knows he's not going to break this with just Zerglings. That's far too risky. Couple Banes on the left side. Dark scattering throughout. The Zerglings coming up. Queen's pushing away the Ovi. Less vision of where those banelings are going back and forth. On the right side, Dark slips by before there's an Overlord there. A single Zergling coming, well, in position to potentially scout. If he can eat a Bane hit, that's really big. 2 Banes coming in on the left. One split off. Dark actually just on an A move. Okay. Couple more Banes at the back. Oh, no! Rogue! Opportunities missed. And 1 Bane survives. That could have turned the tides there. Rogue just not quite on point with that Baneling connection. 2 Banelings on the right side. He's trying to distract at the same time as the Banes are coming in. Eats the Bane on the right. 2 Banes are traded out, but another one coming in for Dark. Traded again. Going in, trying to assassinate the Queen. 45 to 43 workers. The Queen looks like it will go down, but a lot of Zerglings are caught in the process. Are there any Banes at the back? He's got a couple more out here. Where are these drones going, Dark? The Predator drones. Rogue turns around. The dance continues. A Roach Warren almost done for Rogue. I'm going to continue going forward. 2 on 2. Trying to exchange. It's a dangerous game still. Neither player can really afford too many drone losses in their and undercutting their momentum, going into the roach phase of the game. Rogue has the upgrades on the way. He's doing a good job with that, but has he undercommitted to defense? Some Zerglings coming in. Oh, he needs to target down that baneling. It's getting... Oh, it hits several of the drones, but more banelings coming up. He invested 100 gas in baneling. Now the baneling gas is becoming important here as well. Well, baneling's dancing through. Does he trade? 2 for 2? And a handful of lings. Who cares about those? Expendable. We've managed to go up to 60 drones behind this. Is there another bane? Where are the banelings for Dark? He's making 2 more. He's making a handful of roaches. They're not done yet. Rogue has an overwhelming amount of Zerglings. He doesn't know when these banelings started, though. They were out of vision. He doesn't want to take the risk. If he had just ran by, he might have had an opportunity there, but it's far too risky. You don't know when those banelings, they just pop open. Rogue a little sloppy. +1 in speed. Significant advantage to Rogue, though. He's got +1 almost the entire upgrade quicker, and speed is about 20 seconds quicker. So there's a huge window here for Rogue to do damage. Dark on 70 drones. Who makes 70 drones in ZVZ? Dark does. So if Rogue is able to hit this timing on either +1 or +2 attack, maybe there's something there. But otherwise, Dark does have a stable economy if he's able to hold on. Looks like the Overseer will be taken out. And Overlord speed completing for Dark. A little bit better scouting there. Just a moment. Gonna see if there are any mutas on the way. That's very important information to know right now. The fact that there is even one of the gases is not yet taken in the main is a lot to know. Almost even on supply, but the upgrades still. Huge advantage to Rogue if he hits it right. Speed is going to finish for Dark, so they're going to even up on that. The army supply is a slight advantage to Rogue, but I can't stress enough how important the upgrade is. Now this position is not good. You can't fight from that angle, but he's going to try to come in. It's a very kind of mediocre angle for Rogue to try to fight, but he's actually pressing the issue, continuing to go forward. That's a lot of roaches. Still a +1 advantage. The line thinning out for Dark. Reinforcements coming in. He might have to pull a handful of drones. 10 seconds on +1. Rogue takes a good trade in that fight, but will he press the issue? His +2 is about 20, 30 seconds out. Maybe he waits for a moment. He knows he has the advantage. He's definitely clicking on these units, looking for an opportunity. Corrosive Bile exchange. Another volley. What's the Ravager count? 6 to 5. Both players with a 4th. Gonna gun down some Ovies, but too quick. +2-1 started for Dark. But now, here's the window. Here is the window for Rogue. Max out and hit. +2 to +1. Now is the time. He's not transitioning into anything else. He doesn't have a Hydra den, no Lurker den, no Spire. This is it. This is your window to attack. Not that Dark, not that, he has to. Okay, by the way, I'm saying, Dark has 3 more drones or whatever. No, that's not a big deal, but there is a window here for a Rogue to potentially do damage. It's just whether he wants to try to open it. Shots fired. Overlord down. And a bit of a supply block. Not that that matters, but Overseer is important for potentially burrowed roaches as well. We're maxed out. Dark takes the high ground here, just barely. What was that? Did he just kill his own Ravager? Rogue. The exchanges. And the vision is clear. Rogue moving into position to engage this Roach Ravager army. Dark can't go up there. The Corrosive Bowser, couple landing. It's all about the transition behind, though. The Hydralisk's already on the way for Dark. Rogue, he really should have a Hydralisk done at the very least right now. He moves out of position. Dark going to take this angle, it looks like. Oh, Corrosive Bowels get a Ravager. Rogue gonna push straight in. The Biles will ward him away. Continuing The Hydra was done on the way for Rogue. Oh, is he gonna go straight through? Oh, the Biles hit so hard! The AoE on both sides. They still can't. The Ravager count. 10 for Rogue, 7 for Dark. It's just so dangerous. They don't usually hit, but when they do, the damage is too real. Oh, he goes right through. I don't know. Rogue taking some mediocre exchanges. Dark with a slightly... I mean... If at some point the momentum shifts, this all changes. But right now, we're almost at an impasse. They both got to keep firing shots at each other, but neither can really break through. Dark is taking a 5th base. Just now started. What are you doing? Rogue. Oh, Rogue, you're crazy. Losing Overseers in the mix. It just feels like the high ground is quite an advantage here. Oh, he goes... Oh, no, Dark! Rogue! Are you crazy? He tries to go through. It's working, though. He walks up into the Ravagers. I don't know, like, a very bold move, but Dark comes out, like, walking up a high ground with your Ravagers in front and exposed. That's a lot of gas gonna go down. I feel like that was a mistake. You can't go up into a concave with Corrosive Bile. It just really feels like Rogue is trying to make Dark make a mistake, but Dark is just not making him. Rogue has 0 gas in the bank. Dark has 1,000. Does he have a Lurker Den? He just started a Lurker Den, so that's something. Now, a bunch of Ravagers were just built by Rogue. So that's where the gas went. So. Oh, is he putting... No. Rogue! Oh, my God. What does the units lost tab say? Yeah, Rogue has lost 2,000 more resources. I'm not a crazy person. The Hydras are coming up. Rogue. Oh my God! The corrosive, terrible damage! Dark just abusing this high ground. Burrow move is done. But if he can get underneath the Ravagers of Dark, that could make all the difference. Burrow move is a very useful ability. But he doesn't have anything for harass right now. The retreating Corrosive Biles, he's hitting everything. Dark outmaneuvering. Oh, direct hits onto the entire clump of Rogue's army. Dark just taking massive trades and an attack on the left. Rogue really trying to jump on this, but he's not doing anything to dodge the Corrosive Biles. The attack on the left side. Rogue getting... Oh, this is really awkward. He unburrows everything, but the Corrosive Biles on both sides. The 4th base is gonna fall. Rogue being picked apart right now. Dark outclassing it every turn. Now up 40 supply, and Dark takes the series 3-1. Dark just felt like... It felt like Dark definitely had a better grasp on how to handle that situation. You can't fight into a high ground with, like, even upgrades. Rogue traffic. I don't know what Rogue thought he was doing there. It felt like, by the way, losing exactly 20,000 resources on the dot. Fun, but would investors change the battle that much? Yeah, if they could get some really good investors, maybe they're able to start out with a hive instead of a hatch, and then they can tech up and really have a big advantage over people who just start with hatcheries like us plebs. So, but yeah, it really felt like Dark just had a way better grasp on that game, even when it was even 200 supply. So Dark takes it 3-1, a pretty convincing victory over the BlizzCon champion. Even the game he lost being just kind of more of a build order choice rather than decision making. So, GG.